Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lisa with Lisa's Faith and Budget Planning channel. I'm excited to be here today. I'm excited to share my budget with you and all the changes that are happening, and I have a lot going on. So hopefully I can get through this because I haven't pre-done anything. Everything you see is me doing my budget in real time. Okay, I am back and I have my November budget here, and I am going to check off all the different expenses that have come out. These are the bills. This is my bill calendar, and I like to check off and make sure the bills that I expect to come out during a certain time period are coming out. That way, if they're not, I can call the company and go, is there something wrong? Do you need updated information? Maybe if I used a debit or credit card, the expiration change, or there was an expiration date and it needed to be changed, or something glitched on their end, who knows. And I can catch it early before fines and fees and all the craziness starts happening. So I do see here with my bank account over off to the side, I have my iPad and I see Kirkville water, there we go, came out. I do know Humana Health, which is my son's insurance, came out. Still waiting. Nope, I'm not waiting on this one. Greater Europe Mission came out, and let's see, that's a different kind of bill. So, okay, so that's everything as far as bills that I expected to come out on the first paycheck, which was, he got paid on the first of the month, and then through the third, and then payday on the fourth, which was yesterday, and I'm getting caught up on that. So my husband did get a salary check, and he'll get a second one on the 18th of this month, and so those will cover the last half, but this check covers most of the bills that are in the middle of the month, so we got to make sure we take care of that. We have not processed tithing. We're not automating that yet because we're deciding what church we're going to and things like that. And the tithing that we do off my husband's salary check, it usually goes to tithing to the church. So, and we're not just there yet. So we're getting there though. The mortgage, I have it here on the 8th. And the reason being is I went to our new mortgage servicer. The people that got us the loan sold the loan, and now another company or organization has it. I think they're out of Texas, and it's a new servicer. And so I have to wait until I can get into the account online, and that account will be available access for me for the 8th. They do give 60 days before any penalties or fees are added to your account for not paying. So you have 60 days. I'm not going to wait that long. Obviously, I always pay on the first of the month, but I do know I can get online and log in on the 8th with a new account and new account information, and I will be using that and paying it hopefully on that day. So I shifted over the mortgage to this part of the month because I knew what was going on. Let's see here. I also need, well, before I change screens here, the mortgage hasn't come out. That hasn't come out. These haven't come out because today is only the 5th. So none of the other bills will be ready to come out. So I'm not worried about that. But I'm glad to see the water got paid. This is my sinking funds and other things. Now I have notes here from my weekly check-in that I did. That was a previous video before this one. As of today, I have not posted either one of them, so I'm making this one and I got to post the other one first before I put this one up. So I do have a weekly check-in that should have been up before this one, and that's the notes from that. That's my monthly budget, but we're going to close out Paycheck 1. So let me go ahead and zoom us in, and there is Paycheck 1. So this is what happened. I balanced forward $393. My husband's military retirement, VA disability, no VA education, but he hasn't started class yet. So once he starts class and a week later happens, then any education benefits deposits that come for him will happen after that point. So it'll be later in the month. And then any dividends and my son's rent, nothing other extra came to the account, so we're good there. And then I'm going to move that. Let's see. So I did move the mortgage. I got these little arrows to indicate I did not use that money that was for the mortgage from Paycheck 1 yet. I have it put on Paycheck 2, so we're going to do that. But we're going to look at actual spending for grocery, household, restaurants, miscellaneous, and gasoline. And that is my variable spending, household, whatever you want to call it, spending for that time period. And it was only the first 3 days of the month, but all that money that I didn't spend actually gets balanced forward into the next paycheck period. So if I didn't spend it all, I have it available going forward and whatever I budgeted for the next couple weeks until the next paycheck comes. So grocery household, we spent, from the weekly check-in, I know I spent $243.74. So that's below what we actually budgeted for. Restaurants, we spent $0. We did spend last night for paycheck 2, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Miscellaneous, we are over by $4.07. So $154.70. And then gasoline, we didn't spend any. And then prescription copay, we have not spent any yet, but we will here soon this week. And then budget was $163.74. So this was something my husband and I purchased a few weeks ago on Amazon, and they didn't charge until now, and it's been delivered, so that is excellent. But it was not charged yet until this paycheck period. So I did not include it in last month's budget when I ordered it originally, because it wasn't going to be a 2-day priority. It was going to take a few weeks. Originally it was supposed to show up around Thanksgiving, but the company sent it a lot quicker than we thought. It took a few weeks, but it didn't take all the way till Thanksgiving to do it. Today's November 5th. So we were able to get it, but we ordered it like mid-October. So there we go. So let's total these numbers. Hopefully, fingers crossed here, that this all works out. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to fill this out and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. So looks like everything is on track based on my notes. Go here at the bottom. Total spent was $1,419.95. That is the total spent. Things that were charged that were out of the norm in my budget. Let's see. Am I on screen? Not really. Okay, there we go. Is this Amazon Music adjustment? I added 54 cents. So the cost at $8.99 plus 54 cents was the actual cost of Amazon Music. It's gone up twice. I don't know if I got to talk to my husband. It's his stuff on there, so I got to make sure it's still worth it to him. But it's his. And then Apple cleaned my Mac. So there is this thing that I have for my MacBook Air, and I had one for my older laptop as well as this new one that I bought this year that my husband got me. It was awesome and appreciated so much and so much faster. And so I looked at the licensing, and it has to be individual per laptop. So this is a one-time fee, not an annual fee, a one-time fee for the life of the laptop. So I really like that. The other one I am going to discontinue because I probably won't use that laptop, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But I'm not going to need clean my Mac on there. So, but it did help me when I had that laptop and I didn't have a lot of hard memory space. It cleared enough of the cache and the different things that it wasn't necessary to be on the computer from searching the internet or whatever it is that gets attached. Cleans it off and kept enough room for me to actually film, edit, and upload. And that was why I bought a new laptop, because I could not do that. So adjustments been made. I had to do a $7.95 adjustment, something from last month to this month. I'm still adjusting. I don't know why I keep having to adjust with my credit card and how much I'm putting on it and stuff, but I'm still working out that bug. So now I'm down to $7.95. So I am very, very close. I'm very close. So it's just we spend so frequently on it, it's hard to keep the numbers balanced. And I think I was just off somewhere. Let's see here. So that is how much we spent. And if I subtract that from how much income that came in, which is up here, the $4,868.37. Okay, apparently when I did this number before, I didn't do it correctly. Thank goodness for notes. All right, so I need to change this. I'm going to sign out of my bank for a second here because I'm not actually using it. $4,867.87. Sorry about my sloppy handwriting. So that is the number, and we're going to subtract how much we spent down here, and that was minus $1,419.95. Okay, so before my husband's new deposit for his income on a salary check came in, this is what was sitting in the bank account. And I did double check that the Thursday night before the pending deposit actually hit the bank account. And so I know this number is accurate. And adjustments seem to be working, so we're good. This is what I'm balancing forward to the next Paycheck 2, because a lot of this money is to cover the mortgage, and what else did it need to cover? It needed to cover Humana Health that didn't come out during this time, and it's coming out, or I came out on the Paycheck 2. So now we're going to come over here and set up Paycheck 2. Okay, Paycheck 2, ready to set that up. So we're going to take this number. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the estimate column because I already know what it is in the actual, but I do know that this is already set, $3,447.92. Okay, I just didn't write it on the other side. And then actual. There we go. And if any other, I'm going to put 0 here. But if any other income comes in when they actually happen, I'll put it there and include it with the budget. But I do foresee that VA education will come in. And if that does, then I have a place to put it right here. And we're good to go. So no problems there. So let's total these two numbers up, which is that number plus $2,523.46. And that gives me $5,971.38. Okay. I want to double check with the bank. So let's see. Something must have come out. 89. Oh yeah. So what has already come out? So we need to set up all the different pays of what we're doing for Paycheck 2. So tithe is $235. I'm sorry, $253. I got that backwards. Oh. It's been a busy day. We finally moved our phones over to AT&T. Hoping that the service is better and it's in a local area, not something we did in another state. And hopefully that helps with the signal and stuff, though I don't know how much out here in the country it's going to help, but out in the city it's definitely going to make a bigger difference. And my son's got 2 new phones, so that's a whole other thing I got to do with budgeting. Greater Europe Mission has already come out, so that's $231.75, and that is what we tie the VA disability to. We support missionaries off of this, and this is part of their income to live overseas. So there you go. Paramount Plus, which is always $5.99. HP Instant Ink, that is, let me get to my calendar, $6.35. There we go. And then Geico, that's $154. I used to have it memorized. 51. And then the Joint Chiropractic is $69. There we go. Humana Health came out, and then I'm about to do the mortgage, and I haven't done the tithe yet. So there, that's everything right there. Now I can put in what I'm budgeted for variable expenses. So let's pull up the weekly check-in that I had done before. And, oh, the water has come out. I did forget that. I see the cleared check, 23. There we go. So the water company got our check in the mail. It was actually cheaper to mail it with a stamp, whatever the cost of stamps are these days. I have no 50, 60, 70, less than $1, I hope. Because it was over $1, whether I use a credit card or a debit card or my checking account. I'm like, wow, they really do nickel and dime here. Let's see. I haven't put in my transactions except for yesterday's. And here we go. This is what I wanted. So I have I'm just using this to write this number, 26. That is my grocery household for Paycheck 2. So that's plenty of money if I can keep myself reined in on that, to cover all expenses for the next 2 weeks, I hope. 556, 26. Restaurants, let's see, what did I give myself for restaurants? 200. And then miscellaneous, 120, 30. 20. Oh, this is actually for 1 week. I do this every time because this is a weekly check-in and I need to add whatever the next week's going to be. So let's start with this 556.20. That's for week 2, and then week 3 I add another 400. There we go. That's more like it. Groceries are so expensive, especially for a family of 4 adults. Yeah, I hope we can kind of bring that down, but I don't think we're going to too much. Especially with the holidays coming up, I want to be able to buy Thanksgiving, which is why I gave myself a high budget. Thanksgiving dinners and friends and family. We are planning to buy and take food with us where we're going and stuff like that. So if restaurants were 200 plus the how much was I budgeting? Plus 100. Obviously that's 300. So off a little bit there. So that's for 2 weeks, $300, $150 a week right there. That would be good. Which I think we spent half of that already last night, or 1 week's amount. And then 120 and 30 cents plus 150. All right, so this is going to be for 2 weeks, 270, 30. There we go. Now I'm on the right track. Okay, phew, scared myself for a second there. Now gasoline, we are at $200, and I'm going to add another 100, so that's another $300 for 2 weeks, which should be enough because we are going to travel out of town for 2.5 hours away on next Saturday, and to meet some friends. So that's going to be cool. Our sons aren't coming with us. It's just me and my husband. So prescription copay, that's just $100 still. And I'm just balancing that forward every time, every week. And this week I have some prescriptions to pick up, and there's some cost with that. So we'll definitely pick those up this week, and no problem there. And then unbudgeted is always 0. And then the only utility we have this time around is we have the electric in Paycheck 3, so the water bill is the only one that came out in Paycheck 2. So it's nice to have just a couple of utilities, not like gas and water and electric and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that was really nice. Let's see. So that is settled. So Paycheck 2. So now what I need to do is just come up with a budget, or total my budget on how much I have that I need to spend for Paycheck 2 for the entire time period, and see if this budget amount falls in this $5,900 range. So that is where I'm at right now. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, that is how much we have in expenses. That includes our spending categories, that includes all the bills, and what I'm hoping to stay within, and it looks like we have plenty left over. If we have budgeted, which I don't want to have, I want to roll as much as I can of this over into Paycheck 3, because what I'm doing at the end of every month is putting in the savings account. I am zeroing out my checking account at the end of every month. Not literally, just technically. And the way that works is what I'm doing is Paycheck 3 comes, I figure everything out over here, just like I do over here, and get the budget amount. And then when the end of the month comes, if I didn't use anything that's in what I call the buffer of the checking account, which is what's left over after paychecks, then I will put that into savings and start zero again on the first of the next month. But I always wait till the first of the month checks deposit before I do that. So that's what I did here in Paycheck 1. If you notice, I had, let's see, where's it at? Here it is, money market savings, end of the month out is what I put it. So what this actually had here, I'm trying to make sure I'm on screen while I'm talking here. This was what I balanced forward for the first of the month. So I want to make sure it went out for the end of October's money, put whatever's left over, put into savings into our money market account. And that's what I did. So I really like that, because the way my husband gets paid and the amounts that he gets paid, we can afford to do it that way. And so that's what I plan to do. I don't do savings challenges and stuff. I'd like to. I've done them a couple of times and I've enjoyed them, but it's, for me mentally, it doesn't make sense to do it. It makes sense to just kind of look at the end of the month and go, what's left? So this is my budgeted amount, and then my actual will go right here. And that'll balance forward whenever the end of the month, I didn't even have that on screen, I'm sorry. Whenever the end of the month comes. And so that is Paycheck 2 setup and Paycheck 1 closeout. So, and that's my paycheck to paycheck budgeting. I just make sure everything that was supposed to get paid here, and I total everything out. I find out what balance is forward, make sure it matches the number that I have in my bank account before the new deposit hits. As long as those numbers match, I balance that forward, and I have my setup for Paycheck 2, and then I discover whether there's enough to cover everything or not. I can do a whole monthly budget, but if it's during the paycheck actual physical cash time period, I want to make sure everything is covered. That way, if I need to borrow from savings just long enough to get me through that paycheck, then I can do that. So that is what I'm doing here. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing, blessed day. Bye.